Ugh. Alright, anybody there? Hello? Apparently there's 2 users watching. Chris Chevy and Scania21. Cool. More than 0. Oh, another one. The Clone, hello. Good afternoon. Why aren't you listed in my chat user list then? I don't know. Oh, that's Scania, cool. Good afternoon. Right, I've cheated a bit with the lighting on this. Because while I was waiting for my internet to get changed, I've already done some. It looks like I walked into the camera too. There you go. If I do that. And of course it's blurry. Come on, camera. Focus. Yeah, that's better. How did that leaf get in there? Don't know. So here you go. If I go to the front of the car, we have a 55mm LED bar light, which is mounted to a little 3D printed mount. There you go. Got 12, I think, yeah, 12 LEDs in there. So that will be my main see where you're going light. Plus, you can sort of see it, I've got lights in the bumper, which are just wired up roughly underneath with a resistor. All the wiring for those, oh look at that, it went in focus, runs along the chassis into the box here. So these, what is it, blue, white and orange wires are the 2 lights on the bumper. Somewhere in there are black and red wires for the bar light, and that's controlled by a, what is it, GT Power, one of these. That's the box anyway, which is way over the top for what we're doing. Come on, focus. There you go. So it's, as it says, it's 7 amps, and we're only taking like 100. But whatever, it works. And it's in a nice little plastic box, which I've gone round with silicone. It's not going to focus this time, is it? Come on. Come on, you can do it. Focus on the hand. There we go. Now focus on the truck. Yeah. So yeah, that's been waterproofed. I printed up a plastic box for the radio, which is the same one I did for the 3 Racing X-Reel. So there's a 6-channel receiver living in there now. And you can sort of see a PCB, which is one of these. Come on. Ew, oh, focused. Which is a mini light controller. And that has 5 outputs, so headlight, tail light, reverse, and 2 auxiliaries. This was going to go on sale, but there's a hardware glitch that means with some receivers it kind of doesn't work. So I've kept them for my own personal supply, at least for the time being. So that's in there. And then these 3 wires, we've got a common, which is 6 volts, and then one of these, I forget which is which. Green is the headlights, and yellow is the tail lights. So when you turn the headlights on, they go dim and then bright for side lights and headlights, and the tail lights do bright and dim for tail lights and brake lights. So that's the bit we're going to be hooking up. Inside the body, I'll put it. All we have in here at the moment are some holes. Although the front's a bit better because we actually got a light bucket. So we're going to be wiring up to those, putting the wire somewhere sensible. 3-pin connector on it, 3-pin connector on here. And Bob's your uncle, it should all light up. Pull out the interior. Right, first job is inside of the headlight lenses are absolutely caked in mud where it's all coming. And don't tell me I haven't got the big screwdriver. Do I need a big screwdriver? I don't think I do. Let's try it with a small screwdriver. See if this works. So I built it long enough ago, I can't remember exactly how it all goes together. Oh, it's coming out. Ooh, that's crusty. Yeah. No, I think the whole bumper's gonna have to come off. Well, let's start taking screws out, I suppose. There's my little brush. I might do it. Doesn't want to come out. Okay, it's those two, and then these two, I guess. Where something's moving. Right, this bucket's got to come out. Gonna need a wash in the sink. Alright. I think we'll take these two screws out all the way. Hey. Yeah, it's not so bad. That's going to fall out. Nice. Is that one going to come out? It does. Aha. Make it easy to clean. Right, gonna take these things to the sink and give them a quick wash out because they look pretty terrible. There we go. All nice and clean, relatively speaking. That's better. Seems to fit better. Glue these back in. Bit better. Okay. Okay, start putting these back on. that should be cleaned up enough now. Looks a lot better. Okay, LEDs. I think the back end's alright. Just check. Yeah, that should be alright. And you're going to fit the red lights, so those are the top ones, so they're 5mm, and the headlights are also 5. Okay, LEDs, some 5mm red, and 5mm white. Now, on the chassis, you need to make sure that the wiring comes down in a sensible place. So there's the end of that. So it kind of wants to, where would that put it? So that's like that. If it comes down off the back panel here in the corner, that'll work. Oops. Yeah, so if I come down here, it should plug in there. Is that the right side? No, it would be this side. So how easy would that be? Plugging it in. Because I won't be able to see what I'm doing. Yeah, that should be alright, as long as I have a bit of excess wire. Let's do this. Let's just put a little, scratch a little cross in there. So hopefully I don't forget again. Okay, so that's going to have 3 pins on it. Need to get some pin header. That's all downstairs, of course it is. Or I could crimp some pins on. Have I got any shrouds? Pins, pins, pins. There's no shrouds in there. Maybe. No, use standard pin header, it's stronger. Yeah, okay. So what colours do I need? I need orange, yellow and green. There's yellow. Green. And I think that's orange. Yeah. Orange. Alright. So which one was which? Brain like a sieve. Tail light is yellow. Oops. So yellow needs to go all the way to the back. So that's going to go to this LED, then that LED. So if we lay that in there with some excess, let's say that's going to go there, and then we want a few inches extra. So that'll do for that. And we'll need some more later to go between the 2 LEDs. That's okay. And for the green, we're going to want that like that with a bit of extra. Is there a hole there? No, I have to go around that. Follow that panel line, that looks pretty good. All the way up. And then to the LED, it's about like much. So that's those. And then the orange wire The orange wire will be a bit different because that's going to have a stub on there, and then it will make a Y for the other bits. So got that, and then roughly that much for the back. What I'll do is strip these ready. Like so. It's not like it used to be like 20 years ago when your little LED running at 20 milliamps, you'd struggle to see it outside at all. So yeah, but the absolute easiest thing to do is if you look at the online LED calculators, you simply feed them the, what is it, supply voltage, forward voltage of the LED and the current you want to run them at, and they will tell you what resistor to use. It makes life very simple, which is why I can't remember exactly how to do it, because I haven't done it in my head for ages. Yeah, it's not good to not run them at least somewhat properly. Usually when they die, they will die open circuit, so it's not the end of the world. It won't cause collateral damage, but for the sake of soldering like one resistor on, like this little tiny thing, and then they'll last forever. So right, where did I get to? That's the front, that's the back, that's that one, that goes to there. Yeah, 150 ohm should get you, or would get you, near enough 20 milliamps. But you can push your luck a little bit and run them with 120 ohm, and you should be fine at roughly 6 volts. But 220 ohm, as far as the eyes can see, is pretty much, will give you the same brightness, and they'll also work with the other colours, because red LEDs, green LEDs and so on have a much lower forward voltage, so you need a higher resistance to get the right current. So just buy yourself 100, 220 ohm, 1/8 watt resistors, and you'll never have to worry about it again. I think a lot of people, when they're talking about it on the forums or whatever, are making it more complicated than it necessarily needs to be. The good old rules of thumb are good enough. Smoky. Need a bigger draw. That'll work. Let's do that much. Slide that over there, get your blue tack. Looks alright. Need some power on my heat gun, otherwise it's not going to get hot. Do. So that's power in, front and rear, I think. Rear and front, no, front and rear. So they go like that. So now I need red LEDs. Couple of them. Blue tack back. Where's the camera? Camera's about there. Right, so you've got the anode and the cathode. Anode goes to the positive supply and the cathode goes to the negative. And then on either one of them, doesn't matter which, we need a resistor in series. So if we stick it in the blue tack so it doesn't go anywhere, we can, without getting tangled up, get some solder on the legs to make the next bit easier. That's a red, so we use a 220 ohm. Like I saw. And then tin the leg on the resistor. And I have heat-proof fingers, so don't try this at home. Or if you do, use some tweezers or something. Solder that to the leg. That'll do. So that's the anode. Now we can trim the excess of the leg off. And the excess of the resistor. There we go. That should be alright. Trim the resistor down so we don't have an inch of leg sticking out. That looks alright. Alright, so the anode will be this one. Just strip a bit of wire off the end. And we need some orange wire that will go between the two LEDs. So just do that roughly. About that much. Some insulation, twist these two together and then solder them. Bit tin. The resistor. that to the end. Whoops. There you go. So that's the anode onto the power bus, if you like to call it. Next we've got the yellow wire, which you need to do the same thing with, but connect it to the cathode. So roughly the same length, because it's going to the same place. Doesn't matter if it's not quite the same. There we go. Strip insulation. To the end. Yeah. Grubby. Offer it up to the LED, the cathode leg. Solder it on. There's one LED soldered up. Now, that's a long wire, that's a short wire, that's the other short wire. So now I need these two to connect up to the other red LED. So what I'll do is start twisting them so they all look nice and tidy. Which is going to be difficult on camera because I need to let them dangle. There we go. Tidy. So that now won't float about in there. So now I'll leave that for now. Tin up the next LED. Some of that. One of these. That on the anode. Yeah, looks alright. Cut the legs off. And the excess resistor. There. Solder on that. Right. So we'll go with the cathode is about the right length. Offer the wire up. Solder it on. Cut the other wire to the right length for the resistor. To the end. Offer it up. Solder in place. And cut the rest of the cathode leg. So that's the two red LEDs hooked up. I'll test them in a minute. Make sure they actually work. Let's give these a bit of a twist up. There we go. Nice. So that's all that. Now we've got the white LEDs, which will be on the end of that. Where's my white LEDs? There's some. So same deal, anode and cathode. Put those off to the side. Come on. On there. Tin them. This time we want 120 ohm because we want these to be bright. And we should get just a touch over 20 milliamps, which is pushing our luck a little bit, but it will be fine. Yeah, looks alright. Cut the pin off. Cut the resistor leg. Need some new cutters. These things aren't cutting anymore, they're just chewing the legs up. Yeah, there you go. So that's that ready. Solder on there. Green wire. We need enough to go between the headlights, plus a bit. That's that one. And we want some orange. Orange has got two ends. Fine. That needs about the same. Right. Strip the end. Strip the end of that. Give them a twist. some anode wire. Go to the end of the resistor. Cathode. In the wires, solder to the cathode, and trim the leg. Okay, right, spin these wires up. Don't want to go. There we go. Right. So those two. Spin up the other two. There we go. So that's that tidy. Use another LED. A resistor. Don't need any more. Don't remember tinning them. Solder on there. Right. Ow. Blue tacks full of holes. Fill that up to there, give it a solder. Figure out how long that needs to be, about that long. the end. Tin the wire. Put the resistor and solder it. And cut the end off the leg. So that's the LEDs. Now I need to tidy up this Y piece. Twist that up a bit tighter, I think. That looks alright. And where they all come together, that needs a good twist. Like a saw. Right, need a bit of heat shrink to go over the top of that. What should we use? I haven't used any green for a while, so why not? Need a short bit and another short bit. Is that going to go over? Yep. So that wants to be about there. And the other bit. Put that over here. Up there. That looks alright. And then we'll have another bit of heat shrink ready on the cable so we can put it down later. And chop the ends off. Strip off all three. What was that? Okie dokie. That's probably random music. You hear random stuff. It doesn't sound happy. Don't think it's English. Not that that matters, but it would be nice to know what he's saying. Right, we have pin header. Hardwired intro. Ooh. Crack it too. Nice. Right. So we only need 3 pins from here. So we just break off 3 pins and off we go. Put them in some pliers so they're nice and well hit. English, nice and well held. There we go, got there in the end. There's my blue tack. Tin the legs. Solder the legs together, why not? Awkward. Get some braid out. Okay. Alright. So, I need lots of stress relief on these. So, some of that will probably fit. Yeah. So cut some of this green heat shrink. For the 3 wires. And we want orange to be in the middle. So orange is power and these two are essentially grounds. So it doesn't then matter if we plug it in backwards. All that will happen is the headlights and the tail lights will come on the wrong side. But it's all quite safe. So if the headlights, or should I say if the tail lights come on when the headlights are, we just unplug it, flip it over and plug it back in. So it's fine and doesn't need any special keying or anything. There's one. Two. 3. Should do. Right, push the heat shrink right over the pins. Make sure it's all fully home. So we've got that. Now I need a big bit heat shrink. Relatively big. These are too big. Might work. About that much. Need some scissors. I haven't got any scissors. Oh well. Oh no, I do have some scissors. Here we go, needle deep. About like that. So we want that to be just right on the edge of the plastic separator. Heat it up, slide over the green bit we put on earlier. Have that just behind it. Like so. So there's our power in, and then we've got the tail lights. I think they were the tail lights. And the headlights. Cool. I have to go downstairs again and get the multimeter so I can actually test them. Yeah, planning ahead. Not my strong point. Right, now we can actually test them. So we set this to diode, which puts a few volts and a little bit of current down the line. Not forgetting to turn it on. If we put power on the center pin and ground on the outside. Oh, yeah, the white ones are lighting up, but you can't see them. Well, you can on the little camera. Well, you can see one of them. Try that again. Power on the center and ground on the cathode. There you go. You can kind of see both of them are lighting up. They don't come up very bright with this because there's only like a couple of hundred microamps of current. That should be the red ones. Yeah, they're lighting up. Can you see them? No. Well, let's do that. You still can't really see them. They're lighting up anyway. So they should be fine. Right. I think I'm going to have to go downstairs again and get some more glue from the glue gun. One of these days I'll remember to find everything before I actually start. I've got to remember what I did with the glue sticks. Where could they be? Yeah. Well, when these get proper power and not powered through a diode tester, they will light the room up. So it should be alright. Right, let's go and find some glue sticks. There we go. Ooh. That should work. Right, let that warm up. See, I should have plugged that in 10 minutes ago, and it would be hot by now. Moves the camera a bit, I think. That'll do. So that was the back. So hopefully these LEDs will fit straight in the holes in the body. without too much of a struggle. It's going in just a little bit tight. There's my tweezers. I think I've buried them. Let's tidy up a bit, otherwise I'm going to get in a right mess. Put that on the floor. That goes in there. Go in that box. Still not seeing any tweezers. Ah, under the heat gun, of course. Right, should be able to push that in. Ooh, smooth as. Is that one in? So that needs to go like that. Go underneath. And that one goes on this side. Press that down, like so. And then that wire will go and tuck up in there. And use a couple of bits of hot glue when we get there. Just to make sure it doesn't fall out and find itself tangled in the wheels or something. Which wouldn't be good. Okay, and then these ones should go to the front. They're a bit loose. And that one on that side. And we should have enough wire that can go there. Aha! It's all coming together. Coming up mill house. Yeah, okay. Now I need glue. Stick a blob in there. Just get your finger near it for a minute until it's actually sticking something. No, it's still soft. More tea. Yeah, that'll do. There's a blob of hot glue in there. Too far. There you go. Should hold well enough for a minute. Similar job at the front. Get the wire somewhere sensible. Blob it. I should really move that because it's not on camera. Ooh, there's the mouse. Put the mouse over there. Can never have a big enough bench. And this is definitely not big enough. Cool. Put another blob out there. Cool. Another blob up this end. Do this left-handed. Which is tricky. Cool. Alright, now I can fill in the gaps because it's all going to stay put. So put a blob there, put a blob there, and don't forget to move the camera, or the truck, or the body, because I can't move the camera. Blob in there. Little blob in there. Oh, that goes hard enough a bit. Nope, still soft. Come on. Use hot glue because it's quick and then you end up waiting for it. At least I'm not getting welded to it with cyanoacrylate. That's always a plus. Bob on there. Do. Bob on this side. Do. Right. So I haven't actually glued the LEDs in yet, but that will be enough to do a proper power on test. So now I need to crimp the connector onto the truck end, which is always good for a giggle. So we need some of these, which are the spills, and we need a 3-pin socket. And somewhere I had a crimp tool. Oh, there we go. So I've got my cheap crimp tool. It's about as basic as it can possibly be, but it works. I've got a proper one with all the mechanical gubbins, but this works. The proper one's quite expensive, so I tend not to use it too much because I don't want to wear it out. Which seems a bit silly, but you know. Alright, so we need a bit of heat shrink. Can you actually see that? No, it's off camera. How far do I need to move this then? Not even in focus. Is it in focus? Yeah, don't know. Is that better? Yeah, somewhere near the middle. Right. We need these three to be the same length. And we need to strip about 6mm off the ends, like so. Now you see I'm off the top of the camera again. Alright, let's adjust the camera. Let's try that. So, yeah, that's better. So we twist, and we fold it in half, like so. Push the crimpy side, that side, and then we put that in the crimp, like that. That goes in the back of the connector. We squeeze, like so. And because these are a bit naff, they don't do the insulation crimp at the same time. So you have to very carefully try and do that. There we go, there's one. Fold it in half. Stick that in there. Oh, what's this? Right, where were we? This one on the green wire. Squeeze. Squeeze up the cable crimp a little bit. This is not awkward in the slightest, of course. There we go. Right. And the yellow wire. Stick that in there. Crimp up the cable crimp a little bit. Okay. Alright, now because that's a crap crimp tool, you usually have to just straighten the back of these up a bit because it tends to twist them. Otherwise it doesn't go into the housing. You should get to using the profit tool. That looks alright. Yeah. Right. Make that pin 1. That's pin 2. Pin 3. Can't quite press them in. gone in? Not quite. I really need to use the right tool. And that's got it. Yep, that'll do. Right. Fine row. Oh, sounds like Rage Against the Machine. Weird. Alright, heat that up. It is Rage Against the Machine. Copyright. Right. So that should be all rigged up. I need to figure out what to do with the antenna yet as well. I won't do that next. So this should plug into that, and it does. Turn on the transmitter. Whoops. Plug in some power, and I've already tested this, so I know it shouldn't blow up. And what we've done isn't exactly likely to cause a problem. So we turn that on. Lift the wheels up just in case. Turn it on. It beeps and it flashes. Drive forward, and I don't know if you can see, you can actually, but the tail lights are on, or the brake lights. And if I go forwards, they go out. And if I go backwards, there would be a reversing light, but I haven't connected one. And then over here, on this, I can step forward. There we go. Side lights, headlights, bumper lights, flashy lights. So with the headlights on, the tail lights should go dim when you drive forward, and they do. Ah, it works. Sweet. Okay, so now we can fit the LEDs properly and glue them in. Like it when things work. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a bit of hot glue on the back of the LEDs, partially to stick them in and partially just to make sure they're nicely insulated. Make sure it's on camera. Like this. And something similar at this end. There we go. That's going to need a pair of tweezers to push on it because it keeps popping out. What did I do with them? There they are. Just press that into place while it cools down a bit. Come on, stick. And that one should be right. Yeah. Filling around the bottom. A bit more over here, just because. There we go. A bit more on this side. And turn it over quickly before the glue falls off. better. Right, a bit of wire that goes between the front lights. Needs a bit of glue so it's not flopping about. Just put a little blob there. Blob in that corner. And once that's grabbing, I'll put a bit in the middle. That's all we need. So that's the front. And then the back lights. Do something similar and jam that in. Give it a good old squeeze. I think I got it. No, I kind of missed. There we go. That's that one. And I got it in one. Nice. Ow. Just hold it like that for a minute. So the glue doesn't all run away from where we want it. Exciting stuff. That'll probably do. Right, so that's all stuck. So our power cable needs something a little bit more robust. So I think we'll just tuck it into the corner and put some glue down in here. And tilt it inwards a bit. Okay. That should do. Right, let that cool down, and now I need some black paint. Have I got any black paint up here? I probably don't, and I'll probably have to go back downstairs again. What's this? Is that black paint? Flat black. Is there any in it? Yeah, there is. Sort of. That'll do. Black paint. And a brush. That's what I don't have. Alright, I have to go downstairs again and get a brush. Right. Got some brushes. So what we're doing here is we're going to paint where I've just glued all over the back of the LEDs, so we don't end up lighting up the inside of the truck with the lights, because it always looks a bit silly. So you're not trying to be artistic with this, you just want to get in there and give it all a nice good coat. It doesn't even really matter what paint you use, as long as it's nice and thick. There you go. Do the same at the back. And do for that one. towards that. And there's also 2 LEDs on the front bumper. I just need the backs blacking out as well. So I might as well do that while I've got the paint out. It really does make it all look that bit better when the light's not in strange places. If you can get in with the brush. That should do it. Brush in some thinners. Put it off to the side for now. It'll be alright there. Okay. Right, antenna. What should we do with the antenna? Right, that needs to go somewhere sensible. I could just stick it on the top. Don't like that. Nope, that'll get in the way of the interior. Ooh. That could work. It's not ideal because it's right next to the battery. Does it go like that? Oh, that could work. Pass that under there. Bring it around. Yeah, that'll do the trick. So I need a longer screw for the gearbox. And I can zip tie to the end. I just got to find a longer screw. Oops. Washers, no. Must be some in here. Countersunk, 2.5 mil. Countersunk. Oh, what's this? That looks like it's the same length. Yep. Short screws. Ah. What do we have here? Yeah, one of those will do. And I've got somewhere to zip tie my antenna on. So now I've got to try and get that one out without having to dismantle everything. It's going to be a 2 mil Allen key. Yeah. Got it. Right, old screw out, new screw in. Ooh, that's tight. Ooh, it's slipping. I think. Something's slipping. Oh, just going in. Nip that off a bit. Okay, zip tie. Let's see. It's going to want to go like that. Ow. Bring the antenna around onto the top. That'll fit. Cool. Is that going to work? Or should I use a nylon spacer? Let's try like this first. Bit wobbly. Yeah, that's going to come off. So in here, got some plastic spacers. So if I use one of those, I'll have a bigger area to clamp the antenna on. Which does mean having to unscrew it again, but never mind. Sorry. Oops. What are you doing it up? Go. Take that off. Put plastic spacer on. Stick a nut back on the end. Put that up. Screw's just poking out the nut, so that'll do. You have a fresh zip tie because it'll never go back on. There. Zip tie over the top. That's looking better. Spin it around a bit. Okay. Pliers and pull that tight. Figure out what I did with the cutters. There they are. Cut the end off. That's the antenna, nice and safe. Cool. Tuck all that junk in there. Alright, there's my lid. So this should go on there. It does. Cool. Just can't get it off. Okay, that fits. If in doubt, use a knife. There we go. Silicone sealer. A bit of this stuff. And I had a cocktail stick earlier. There it is. So what we're going to do is run some of this around the top, and I'll probably put a bit more in there just to gum up the hole where the cables come out. It should be alright, but I know, can't be too careful. Once the water gets in, that's not good. What we'll do, alright, I'm just going to run some of this around the edge, I think. Shouldn't need much because it's a pretty good fit already, as we just found out. Yep. That should do the trick. So put the cocktail stick on as I make a mess. Yeah, that feels like it's pretty well sealed up. Clean up a bit. It looks pretty good to me. Alright, so it's just these wires now. So just use another zip tie. Where did the tweezers go this time? There they are. I want the antenna on the outside of that. And there. End off that. Sticking to the silicon. Get rid of that bit. Alright. That's about it. Let's see, turn on the transmitter. Plug in the battery. Right, here we go then. Test. Number 1, number 2, I suppose, isn't it? Because we already did a quick test. That way around? Maybe. If not, I have to swap it. Alright, it goes in there. Magnets. Alright, turn them on. On the lights. That would be the wrong way around then. Bright lights seem to be at the front. However, it should be a very simple case of unplugging that, forgetting which way around you just had it, and then trying to plug it back in. That way around? Ah, there we go, got red lights now. So that goes on like that. Body goes on the chassis. If I flip it round, there you go, brake lights. That works. Can't really drive it in here though. I've put headlights on. Drive forward and I'll go dim. Yeah. Okay, let's turn that off. That's full headlights. That's with the other lights. Flashy lights. Strobing lights. Seriously strobing lights. God, you could annoy people with that. And then light bar. Pow. Spin it around. Do the other side. So, where are we? If I do this. So you've got off. Side lights, sort of. Headlights. Bumper lights. Wigwag. Strobing wigwag, which you might not see terribly well because of the frame rate. And then that one strobes the headlights with the wigwags. What is this music? Okay, fine. Then if I hit this button, that light comes on too. That should do. I should be able to see where I'm going in the dark, which is the goal of all this. So I'll leave that running for a bit. If I can find my mouse. There's my mouse. Right. Let's turn the other light off. Ooh, yeah. Right. I think that's about it. That's all I need to do, and I've got some other stuff to get ready before heading out tomorrow. Got a few batteries to charge, transmitter batteries and stuff. Oh, that's the power light in there. So I'm going to call it an evening. How long have we been going for? 2 hours 22. That's not bad. All adds to the streaming time, I suppose. So, as always, thanks for watching. I'm going to say follow if you're not already. If you do it in the next few seconds, you'll get a nice notification thing on the screen. And that's about it. So I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.